Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to WTF Live. I'm Mogi Monster. Good to see you guys here tonight. Another night of no plans. Whatever you guys want to do tonight, we'll do. We'll hang out, we'll bullshit. And if you guys want to talk about something, anybody wants to come on, I did post the link in chat. If Mike or somebody, I don't know if you guys know how to repost it in chat. Otherwise, I got to keep typing it out. I'm sure Mike doesn't. But so glad to see you guys. Ray, Mike, Barry, Chris. I'm so glad you guys are here. You guys are awesome. Joey, thanks for staying up late, dude, or getting up early. I don't know what you did. Let's see who else we got here. I think I got everybody. Strangeland, welcome. Yeah, so check 1, 2. No sound.
With Metro and the new
How about
iPhone
now?
SE, you rule. Get the powerful iPhone.
No sound, no sound. Okay, let's see. Microphone says it's on. Speakers are on. There is sound. Don't scare me like that, people. Damn. Got me looking at my settings and shit. Who said there was no sound? I'm going to yell at you right now. Yeah, Brad, dude, there's a I'll post it again, but there's a I'll post the link if anybody wants to come on, guys. You know, it's up to you guys what you want to talk about. You guys, you know, whatever. I know Mike and who was it? Livewire. We're talking earlier. I told those guys if you want to come on. Mike, I don't know if you can do a camera yet, but if you got a camera yet, or you got to do everything on your phone. Chris, it's not on my end. It's on your end. Still crazy, Chris. Squatch Lady Pa, hi, welcome. Great to see you. All right, well, let me post this link one more time. Sorry about the dead air, guys. Here's the link again in chat. You guys want to click on, come on and hang out, feel free. Still working on that Tuesday show I was talking about. I've got one guest lined up. I've got the other guests kind of lined up, but I haven't got a commitment yet for Tuesday. And if I do, it'll be a good show. I think anyway. The two of them will make a good show, and I might get somebody else on to want to do an Arizona cryptid show, theme show. Joey, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about, buddy. Absolutely. UFOs. Mike's seen them. My dad's seen them. Yeah, man. You can come on and talk about that. Did you get probed? Sorry, dude. I'm all portaled out. I got my Paranormal Portal t-shirt and my mug. Just a portal whore. And if I had anybody else's t-shirts, I'd wear it, which I still want to do is get some other shows shirts and promote them on my show. Why not? You know, we should support each other. Hi, Belle. SoCal. Osquatch. Great to see everybody. So yeah, Joe, if you want to come on, you know, the link's right there. Anybody can come on. Yeah, we'll talk about whatever you want. You know, it's funny. I get all fired up thinking I'm going to come on and talk about things that I listen to other shows and you know, want to talk about, you know, those shows. And then I get here and it's like, you know what, just let it go and see what happens in chat. Are they selling those now, Barry? Paranormal Portal condoms? For your safe listening habits. Carrie looked good in BLB. That was a good show. He didn't beat my record, though, with shooting the rapids. Still hauled it. I know it's stupid, but it's funny. All right, guys, I'm still waiting if anybody wants to come on. There's only 22 in chat right now, so hopefully that'll, you know, we'll get some more. What's the story on the rake creature? I have no idea. I think it's more of it's either a creepypasta or it's probably like a ghoul that was renamed. I signed up but can't get it to work. You need on your computer or your phone, you need either Chrome, Google Chrome, or Firefox as a whatever it's called. That's all I could figure, Joe. You don't have the right hardware or software. Excuse me. Yeah, Cashew. I'm south of the Grand Canyon. I'm north of Phoenix. I'm like geographically, I'm almost centrally located in the state, almost in the center of the state. Yeah, the Salt River runs down by Phoenix. In my town, we have the what do you call it? The Verde River. They stock it with trout. There's bass in there. This time of year, it's really slow. We haven't had any rain. So, hi, D. Hey, Bomber. So you couldn't figure it out, huh, Joey? Sorry, bud. Sawdust Beast. What's up, Mark? Good to see you, man. Well, I posted in... I posted the link in chat. I will put my address up if you guys want to do it that way and email me and I'll send you the link. But like I said, the link's in chat. What do you guys want to talk about? It's your show. I'll wait. So where is, I know Brad said he wanted to come on. He had emailed me, but I don't even see him here. Donna, hi. Let me just scroll back. You guys have any questions? You know, we'll keep this going because I'm gonna die a miserable death here soon. Is Bigfoot, if Bigfoot something everyone says is real, would be. It's interesting. So Strangeland says, if you guys can't read it or haven't read it, if Bigfoot is something the government says is real, would be interesting how they would classify it as a person or animal. What do you guys think about that in chat? It's a good question. I mean, once it does come out, because it's going to eventually come out, it's got to. How is the government going to classify it? Yeah, I get you, Squatch Lady. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Who just said that? It just disappeared. Squatch. Bigfoot. Half human, half unknown primate. That's what the DNA says. Whether or not that's what, they're going to classify it as remains to be seen. You know what, Donna? It should be a pants off night. It's hot as hell in here. Let's see what we got here. All right, Al, let me see if I can get this up real quick. This is the problem I had the other day. The damn address won't come up. A name will come up, but not an address. All right, I think I got this figured out. Here we go. Beautiful. Yeah, we're going to bring Andrew on. I think I said Al for some reason. Sorry, buddy. So yeah, there were some good shows on. I don't know if you guys watched Sawdust Beast, Mark. That was a good show tonight. You had a really good a good guest. I like the guy. I don't remember his name. I should. If I'm going to speak on it, I should know his name. Excuse me. Tracy, you know what? This is funny. They probably would if they could. Especially this month. Would the government send Sasquatch voter registration cards? Probably. I mean, what? They get dead people to vote. Why not? Oh, did I say that? Oh, there's Andrew. Sorry, guys. Andrew, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Doctor? How are you?
All right, man. How you been?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Glad to see you in the chats and all the other shows.
Yeah, man. Good to see you.
Yeah.
So it's new.
Me and Mike have become fast friends in the old chat channel, so it's been pretty good.
Oh, right on. Yeah, Mike's a great person. Mike's a really good person.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
I was just gonna say one of these days I'm gonna take a ride down to Texas and go visit Mike.
Well, let me know. I'll meet you there.
Right on.
Yeah. I'm. How's your license coming?
You know what, dude? Everything is good to go. It's just that I have to wait since of this COVID thing. I mean, it's all time. I mean, my license is even paid for. I mean, I just have to go to DMV, hand them my paperwork, and they hand me my license. 5 minutes, but I have to wait 2 weeks for it.
Yep.
So hold on a second. So I might go down tomorrow. Just pop my head in and start asking questions down there at DMV just to see, because sometimes they'll let agents, like you can hire an agent to go do your work, your paperwork for DMV. I guess some elderly people do it or whatever. Because my dad's got an appointment there on the 3rd, so mine's not until the 10th. So if I can get him to do it a week early,
There you go. Yeah.
But I'm going to go down tomorrow and ask them, and who knows? They might just say, you know what, just give us your paperwork and they'll take care of it tomorrow. Who knows? It's only 5 minutes, man. I'm that close.
That's it. Well, good.
Yeah.
My question for tonight is, I wonder if anybody's ever documented how many places in the United States has the name Devil in it. Like Devil Ridge or Devil Canyon or Demon Creek. I mean, there's like thousands of them. I mean, it's got to be. I wonder if anybody's ever done that yet.
I'm sure they have. I've heard stories, of strange shit happening in places with the name Devil in it. Out here, right in Sedona, the next town over, one of the attractions is Devil's Arch.
Right.
It's hell to get there. I mean, people hike it and they don't realize how far it is, and they park all the way out on the road and then hike it in, and some of these people don't bring in water. This is Arizona, folks. You have to bring in water. I carry a 40-ounce water bottle thermos with me all the time. But yeah, that is interesting. There are a lot of places with the name Devil in it, and supposedly a lot of different instances happen in those places.
Right. I mean, we had a place in our state in South Carolina, in the upstate, it's called Devil's Staircase, which is a sort of a tight pass through a rocky ledge, but it just seems everything, that always associated with the paranormal, Bigfoot, whatever's, just that whole devil thing,
it makes you wonder why it got its name.
That was, an old term people used to use just for, something evil or something they couldn't, monster or devil,
Chick Feed. Nice to see you, Chick Feed. Welcome. No, that is interesting. Ryan. Hey, dude, Ryan. Remember what I asked you earlier? I text you. Get in touch with the other fellow I want to have on and see if he'll commit to Tuesday. I want to get you guys on. Sorry, dude.
That's all right. No, I understand. You networking, baby.
I am, man. I got to do it. I got to do it when I can.
My next statement is Jake from
BLB.
BLB, man. He is a character, isn't he?
He's a nut.
Yeah. It's.
But we love him.
With him, doing with Carrie on there, and I was like,
that was classic, dude. That was cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
And I got on with Carrie last night or night before, just say, hey, I'm sitting here doing nothing, so I figured I'd hop on. And
yeah, I saw that.
He noticed my paracryptid, my Tex and Jason shirt, and I'm like, well, I wore that when I talked to you, and I'm like, well, no, I don't wear it all the time, but that's sort of like my pajamas, and get home in the evening, I put on my shirt and just kind of jogging pants,
Did you win the T-shirt? Was it, or did you buy it?
No, I bought it. I mean, I bought it. I mean, I'm a big fan of both of them.
I'm wearing my Portal shirt. Actually, I won this one, but I bought the coffee mug. It was an expensive coffee mug.
Yeah, I got enough of them.
I didn't need the extra shipping, but I got it anyway.
There you go. Yeah, no, I bought a shirt and a sticker, just trying to support the channel.
Yeah, man, and I want to start getting other shirts from other channels, and I don't have any shirts, so I can't trade them because I want to start promoting other channels, just by wearing their shirt,
Right.
I I don't know. That would be weird if I actually had T-shirts and merchandise.
I'm not really and truly. I'm not associated with anybody. I don't do anything with anything. I just sort of watch YouTube. I put it on at night when I do some drawing and stuff on the computer, and I listen to a lot of stuff, a lot of shows. But I would like to say, have you ever heard of Cryptids Studies Institute? You ever heard of them boys out of Kentucky or Tennessee area?
No.
There's some awesome fellas. They mountain folk, which kind of like us like us swamp people. We talk a little different, sound a little different, but it's Cryptid Studies Institute. He does a lot of history and folklore of different things of the area. He's real close to Land Between the Lakes, so they went up and did a whole series on that. I don't know, I don't know if you ever check out many other channels, but I really like those guys. And I mean, like I said,
you know what? I'm getting turned on to different channels.
Yeah.
Different friends, like even some in chat right now, will turn me on to, hey, check this out. Or, like I got turned on to Sawdust Beast recently. Those guys, I knew nothing about them, and I think they got a good channel.
And of course, World Bigfoot Radio. That was awesome. You had him on the other night. So
yeah, Duke's a good guy.
Yep, I've always been a fan of his. I've been listening to him for a while.
Yeah, he I've been hanging out with him in chat for over a year, just about a year now. And I was supposed to go up to Coloma. It didn't work out that way. But once I get mobile, I'll head up that way. I don't need an event. I don't need an outing to go up there and be like, yo, Duke, let's hang out. Let's go do some squatching. I just got to get there.
But yeah, I think it's kind of cool that, we're kind of our own community, and it's just sort of kind of awesome. You see people, or, in the chat that you talk to in the chat. I mean, you've never met in person, but you see them in other chats, and it's kind of like, oh, hey, you're here now. Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad to see you here.
No, I'm thrilled to be here, and I'm having a great time, and I'm glad that I can get people on such as yourself. And that's kind of how I geared this originally. That was my original thought, was to get people here from chat, and get to know everybody, because I know everybody has a story to tell. We're here in this weird genre that, why else would you hang out here? There's something up. Just want to address this.
Yeah.
Kathy Thompson says, make your own shirts, change your WTF to something else. People don't know what that means. Just my opinion, but I love your channel. You know what? WTF, a lot of people think it's, but it's not. It's, in this case, Kathy, it stands for Why the Fascination. And why the fascination is the question I like to ask, is what brings everybody here night after night, and to all these channels, either, the portal or UFO channels, or just this genre. Everybody's got a story to tell, and that's what I want to hear. So that's, the WTF was kind of a, I'm not going to say it's a clickbait. It was a play on letters, because everybody sees it and they think, what the fuck? It's not what the fuck. It's why the fascination.
Double entendre.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's why, Kathy.
And he ain't changing it.
No. Thanks for the suggestion, sweetheart, but no.
Right. Good try.
But make your own shirts. I think that would look good on a shirt, Bigfoot or something, wearing a bandana with glasses and WTF underneath it.
Yeah.
My nephew had designed something, but it looked too much like a chimpanzee, so I never really used it.
First cousins, man. First cousins.
But there are some good artists out here. Like you just said, you draw on a computer. What do you draw?
Mine's more linear. I do a lot of actually. I have a
architectural stuff.
I'm a knife smith also, so I
right on.
And build knives, and I'm very linear, very when I was a kid, I wanted to be an aerospace engineer, but come to find out I didn't have the math for it. So I went into graphic design in college and did that for a while. But very linear. Mostly knives and edge weapons and weapons of mass destruction. Just fun things to bludgeon people with, but not
Like
really.
what's considered a weapon of mass destruction? A mace?
I got maces, I got
a
flails,
broadsword,
I got
or
war balls. That you
right
name
on.
it, I've designed it. I've sort
Right
of
on.
taken sort of a modern approach to the medieval art of bludgeoning people.
Do you also sell your knives?
Yeah, I'm working on it now. Just getting kind of off the ground. I'll email you something here shortly, just so you get a couple of pictures. But
Yeah, I'm a fan of knives.
yeah. It's funny, the TV show Forged in the Fire.
Yep.
A lot of people do. Okay, you remember the guy that had the beard with the goatee? His name was Jason Knight.
Vaguely.
He was one of the judges. Had a longer goat. He had a beard, but his goatee was a little longer. Hair like mine.
Stylish.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's all the rage. But anyway,
if I saw him, yeah. But
yeah. He was one of the guest judges for a while, like in like three or four, season 3 or 4. But anyway, he wasn't too far from where I used to live, so I've met him a couple of times, and we've hung out and talked about knives and stuff.
All right on.
And I saw him not too long ago. He actually moved to Tennessee, but he's a pretty good fella. So we've went over some stuff. But he always said my style was a little different, which that's what I'm trying to do. But I'll email you a couple of things.
Yeah, I definitely want to see them.
Yeah. I try to think outside the box, and if I ever design anything that looks like anybody else's, now I love the classics, but I just try to. I got my own style.
Yeah, I love a sharp blade, but I also like something practical.
Yeah.
To me, it's a tool. It's not a weapon.
Right.
Until it has to be.
Right. Well, exactly. You saying that reminds me, one of the things that were brought up in knife design back after World War II was one of the most common knives used in World War II in hand-to-hand combat was the knife they used in the mess kit.
Really?
Because a lot of guys would be eating when somebody would attack them.
Oh, that makes sense.
That was one of the, and it, of course, it's a terrible fighting knife, but cuts cheese well. But
you can bludgeon somebody with it.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, anything can be a weapon if you swing it hard enough.
But enough force behind it.
Yeah. So, but no, it's kind of therapeutic. I have 2 screens, and then I'll draw on one, and then I'll have something playing on YouTube. Whatever, it's either live that night or something else. I usually don't listen to music when I draw because it's sort of sometime, but most time I'll have somebody talking or watch a podcast or something like that.
Yeah, I always have a podcast on or something on in the background. I fall asleep to this shit. It's terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, the reason I was asking what you drew, because I do want to get a logo, and I know there's some artists out here. I even think who else? I know there's somebody in here that I know that's an artist. I want to get a logo. Like I said, something designed like a Sasquatch with the bandana and the glasses and something. But I think Ryan's an artist. I'll have to get in touch with him.
Ryan. I was always the artist, and like, oh, you're an artist? Well, draw me something. And I'm like, can't. Draw me a picture of a dog. Can't do it. Draw me a picture of a tree. Can't do it. If you want an airplane or something, very linear or stylistic, I can do that. But yeah, that was always. Then I had terrible handwriting and terrible signature, and somebody goes, "Well, if you're an artist, why don't you just draw your name?" And I'm like, "You're an asshole." So, but anyway,
that's funny.
Yeah. So my next question that I guess Steve's interview the other night has brought up a lot of conversation with a lot of people.
Yeah, I didn't see the interview. I still haven't gone back and watched it, but I know He's tied in with Matthew Johnson, and that whole thing just I have questions about it. I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
And if that pisses somebody off because I don't believe everything everybody says, tough shit. Sorry guys, but really, you guys have to look at this stuff with eyes open and don't have blinders on, and just because somebody says it on a YouTube channel doesn't mean it's true.
Well, that's why I brought up to Carrie. He was like, my dad was a Methodist preacher, and I always heard of the disembodied spirits in the woods. That's it still comes back around, and they can act like a lot of things, and I just not saying the man didn't experience what he experienced. It was just sort of odd. It's and how come all okay? Here's my beef for tonight. How come all the extraplanetary aliens always start with a Z sound? You ever notice that?
Xanu?
Xanu, and
Well, Tricon doesn't. What's the
I
other
know,
one?
but it's like I come to it's not Joe.
I'm not here to make fun of the guy or anything.
Yeah, no, me neither. Not me either.
But
It's sort of a lot of them. Start with Z. It's like, I mean, I'm a big fan of Buckaroo Banzai, but come on,
In the fifth dimension.
Eighth
Whatever it was.
Yeah. But it just, and big fan of Tesla. So the guy created a Tesla coil and was using basically a couple of batteries to run a 110, and they were pulling power off of that, and that's the only way they can get power is from a Tesla coil.
Yeah, I like I said, I didn't watch it. I can't comment on that gentleman.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
But with Matthew Johnson, the whole just that whole Xanu thing. When you're going to throw something at me and tell me it's fact, and you better have something to back it up. Don't tell me this fantastic story and say it's true. Because there's a lot of people that'll go, oh wow, holy shit, that's great. Then there's guys like me that'll go, you're full of shit. And I did it on, I popped on Carrie's show last night just because, Bradley came out to be, it was going to come out and be devil's advocate, and he pussed out. No offense, Brad, I love you. You're a good guy. I just met you. You guys will do good on that show. But that's why I popped on, to be kind of devil's advocate. Not to be an asshole or anything, but just people have to, don't be suckered in. P.T. Barnum said there's a sucker born every minute.
Well, that's it. Yep.
And people get taken advantage of. And, I want to see people come here and have a good time and maybe learn something. And, if somebody comes on and tells a story and it helps them, that's awesome. But, and I support, everybody on my show. But I keep just these weird stories keep popping up on other channels that are just like, what the hell? It's all of a sudden like the woo is the in thing.
Yeah. Well, the other guy, when he was talking about the one that went on before all this that kind of started the woo thing, the guy that was in the Smoky Mountains, I can't remember his name, and the entities pressed down on him and held him down in a chair. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, if they gave you all that information and they didn't take you, I mean, it's like, everything you said is basically everything you said meant they're going to take you. You should be dead. You should be telling us from the grave, but you're not. I mean, not that I don't believe him. I'm not passing judgment. I'm just saying, they gave you all these details of how they basically take trophies and basically counting coup, as the Native Americans would say. They counted coup on you, and everybody else that they've ever counted coup on basically ended up dying, and then they just let you go.
So Mark says, I always let the evidence speak for itself and don't mold the evidence into your personal opinion. And it should be the evidence, but if you're going to tell me something's factual, produce the facts. Because otherwise that's what I have is my personal opinion and what I think. sawdust, and it's good advice.
Well, that's kind of that. Everybody's got their own opinion. I mean,
Sure,
that's kind of the way it works.
But that's what we have, and it's funny.
Yeah.
And what I'm about to say now is probably going to cost me some subscribers or piss off some people, but last night we talked about when I was on Carrie's show, and we said how people should be able to speak their opinion. Carrie encourages people to speak their opinion. And, Bradley came to that. He had a epiphany last night where he couldn't speak his opinion because he represents Carrie's channel. So that's why I stepped in and said, whatever I said last night. And, he supports your, speaking your opinion. But I noticed recently that if you speak your opinion in their chat, it's a battle in there. People are so quick to just delete it. I'm a moderator. I get it, but and I said this once before. The moderators have to be a little more lenient. Just because, yes, we should be respectful to the guest and everything, but you can agree. You can disagree. I should say. You don't believe what the person's saying. You don't agree with it. You're entitled to say that. And mods shouldn't jump all over you and kick you out of chat or delete your comments just because they don't agree with it or they think you're all against it. You're not. You're just, I've seen people that have made really nice comments but didn't agree, and whoop, gone. Like, really? Come on, guys. Show some restraint. That's why, I handpicked. I've been watching people for so long. I know who are good mods. I mean, There are a lot of great mods out there, but there's some that I just think are a little trigger happy. All right, I'm done with that. If I pissed anybody off, sorry, but
get over it. Yeah,
really.
All right, my next question is
Ben. Good to see you.
How to hunt. You know that channel,
Steve Ishtal.
Yeah,
I like him. I like his stuff. Being a former hunter and just an outdoorsman, I admire him for doing what he does, and he does have that completely no bullshit attitude, and it's good. There's some people that don't like him. I was going to say something to Carrie last night. Carrie is like, if somebody's willing to pay $2,000 to go out and for an exhibition or an exhibition and an excursion or whatever you want to call it, to see a Bigfoot, then more power to them. Carrie's more about the business guy, like, good for you. If if somebody can pay it, good for you. Steve is like, don't buy into that bullshit. Don't pay anybody to go see a Bigfoot. He looks at it more like somebody scamming you, So Steve looks at it as the protector of, you don't have to pay to see this shit, and the truth will come out. And Carrie, and I'm not saying anything bad about it, but it's just it's interesting how there's two different sides where Carrie's more supports the, hey, if somebody's stupid enough to pay that money, so be it. And I hate to say it like that, but basically that's the way it comes off. And if somebody can afford it, go for it, and I hope you see one. But it's just funny how you'd have different, points of view on the same thing. So yeah, I like Steve. I enjoy his stories. Beautiful, beautiful views.
Yeah.
Once I get out, I'll get some views, but I don't think they'll look like that.
Yeah, I keep moving back and forth. I got a couple of pea shooters in the corner. I got a bow hanging on the door, and I'm trying to not show any weapons in the pictures. I'm like, let me make
Chris was on the other 2 weeks ago, and she's like, she pops out her Glock or whatever the hell, and she show it in the camera. I'm like, oh.
yeah. I got a long bow hanging on my door. Let's see, go the other way. Right there. The longbow hanging on my door behind with my.
It's been forever since I shot a longbow.
Oh man,
I used to hunt bow.
Yeah, I grew up hunting bow. Used to hunt rabbit with a recurve. 50-pound Indian recurve.
Yeah, I
But,
learned on a recurve. I'm just reading. Joey Hayes, we'll get figured out before we share. I'm sure it'll be awesome. Okay. Yeah, Joey Hayes wanted to come on, but I guess he's across the pond and he's having issues with trying to get on.
yeah, well, let me know. I'll be more than happy to get off and let him on.
Oh, dude, I can get 10 people on the screen at once. Could you imagine that shit?
Ray Dog wants to see the weapons, so it's like, yeah, it's funny. I do have a 1933 Colt Detective Special.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's actually it's right here. Has snap caps in it. Thank you very much.
I was gonna say 2-inch barrel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's classic. It's I keep it on my desk just to have something to fiddle with. And others, but
yeah, you got to be a little more careful with that certain fidget spinner.
Yes, that's the original fidget spinner. Yeah. But no, I keep snap caps in it, so none of the. Well, I don't. I have a 17-year-old daughter, but she's lives with her mom, so I don't have anybody. My nephew lives with me, but I don't have anybody kind of small or anybody coming in that doesn't know what to do with them. My nephew was a Marine, so he knows what to do with them.
Right on.
So, but other than that,
so Ben's asking, do you think the Todd Standing things are real? Dude, those pictures where they're close-ups and they're behind a tree and it's just really odd looking. I don't think they're real. The video that he does where he gets surrounded by these things at night and he's there with a road flare and freaking out, that I think was real, because I think he was definitely in some weird shit. I don't agree with Todd Standing. I don't care for Todd Standing, but that video, that was some real shit, I think. You could hear it in his voice where he was just panicking. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I don't know what the name of it is. But yeah, he's surrounded by these things and he's freaking out and he's trying to wave them off with a road flare. It's interesting, but I think the guy's just way too full of himself. When you go on camera and the first thing you say, I'm the person who does this and I do this and fuck you.
Well, the other thing
you can be a little more humble about it, and
right, but he, they have a 12-mile radius home range, and they do this in the wintertime and that, and I'm like, dude, unless they talking to you, like D-Doll said, unless you got one in the garage, how do you know all this? Is it speculation or it just I don't know. Yeah, I mean he has some very good pictures. And I mean they're nice and clear and they're nice and clean and every hair's in place and the eyeballs are perfect, It's like, wow, that's
too perfect.
Yeah. I was in I've seen some nice makeup artist work, so I don't know. It just, who knows? They ain't none of us experts, but I just, as everybody else says, they're not as. I don't think they're like, hey, take my picture, Todd. And then, okay, well, hey, we'll get this side. This side's better. Oh no, we'll go with it just seems a little too planned. And then
yeah, I agree. The guy does get out there and he researches, and I give him that. It's just his whole approach, his whole attitude, and I think there were some situations in the past where there was some, and I may be wrong. I don't think I am, but there was some hoaxing going on that he was caught doing, or I may be wrong, guys, and please correct me if I'm wrong. Don't jump in my shit. In the past, so he's got his reputation's a little tainted. But I give him the credit for doing what he does.
Yeah.
Just don't be an asshole about it.
If you have 60% of what, if you have 60%, don't make up the other 25%, or don't make up the rest of it. Don't, just show what you got. This is all I got. This is what I think. This is what I got. Don't try to push it over the edge and go, oh yeah, no, I know. And, just, yeah.
No, I know
I think somebody disagreed with us in the chat, and it says, I disagree, gentlemen. I'm trying to figure out what it was.
Oh, probably with everything.
No, hey, okay then.
No, hey, everybody's entitled.
Yeah, I mean, it just
Argo Tanza. What?
Yeah,
let's talk about it, dude. What do you disagree with? You think Todd Standing's the shit, or we're here just to discuss. We're not starting a battle. We're not, just throwing opinions about, because that's really what we should be doing. Don't believe everything you hear. Is my opinion. Take everything with a grain of salt. I mean, yeah, if you've seen something, you've seen it. You've experienced it. It exists. Somebody who hasn't, they are going to be skeptical about it, and they should be. So yeah, nobody has to agree. I don't care if everybody doesn't agree. It's my opinion at the time, and
I work with a guy that doesn't believe in ghosts, and I've seen ghosts.
I've experienced them.
Several of them. I'm like, well, I'm sorry you don't believe in them, but I do, because I've seen them. I can't prove it to you, can't show you a picture, but buddy, I know what I saw.
When I was talking to Carrie yesterday or last night, we were talking about, and I wanted to bring it up more. How people are comfortable talking in this community. Well, in the community, you have the support. You can tell a story in any of these shows, and people won't ridicule you. Normally, as long as it's a normal story, within reason, you know what I mean?
Right.
But we don't judge usually. If somebody's got a story to tell and it's been affected them, tell it. But what Carrie, I don't think Carrie sees, and he might, but like I see it all the time, is I step out of that community and I talk to people live. People on the street. When I'm at work, I deal with tourists, and I'll feel them out. Where are you guys from? You're from the South. This guy wearing, I'll look at, this guy wearing any camo. You guys spend any time outdoors? You hunt, you fish. You ever see anything weird out there? You know what a booger is? And some people are like, booger. I said, yeah, Bigfoot. Oh, booger. Yeah. I know what that is. But you do get those reactions where people think you're friggin' nuts. They just look at you like, ha, you believe that shit? Yeah.
And that's even with ghosts,
Sure.
So,
and when I tell people what I do, I'm like, I do interviews of, people who have seen ghosts, UFOs, Bigfoot, if you believe in that thing, and I always say it like that, and I do believe in it, but, I'll throw it out there to make up their own mind. But yeah. And some people, I've had people, especially women for some reason, right on the spot, they will sub to my channel while I'm at work. I just mention it. Oh, what is it? Is that with the WTF there? Yeah. Okay. Subbed. Oh, thank you. But yeah, I see the people outside. I deal with it. I present it to people who aren't familiar with the subject, like most people are in chat and in these rooms and on these shows. We accept it. Ghosts, UFOs. We're in that, that fringe category. But when you bring it up to someone who doesn't expect it, it can go a little awry when I talk to some people, just because they don't expect it, and they're like, I'm sorry, what? Bigfoot. You believe in Bigfoot? You ever see Bigfoot where you're hunting? Some people have. Some people, I've seen some weird shit in the woods, but I don't get a chance to really tell the stories. I'm going to get or hear their stories. I want to start getting business cards made up. So when I'm in that position, I could say, hey, if you want to tell a story, here you go. Take the card and,
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
There was an idea I had recently. Well, it's not recently. It was before I actually even started doing this. part of doing this show, I wanted to do like a man on the street. There's a popular or famous cryptozoologist that's on town, that's on TV, and David Childress. He's with Ancient Aliens. Well, his mom owns a bookstore here in town, and it's David's publishing company. So I was thinking of getting in touch with him, where it's his mom's store, so I can go talk to his mom and say, hey, can I do, live broadcast from here? Like, can I do a man on the street, segment where I'm just asking people at random, So I might do that. We'll see. But there's a lot of things. Once I get mobile, then things literally are going to be rolling. No pun intended. But
no pun intended on that joke. Yeah.
So how's everybody in chat doing? I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm trying to see if there's any questions. And again, if I piss somebody off, sorry.
Get over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was it in the last couple of days talking about the demographic? Was it you talking about basically our channel is, our group is pretty much
the
40
age
to 60? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's I said 30 to 60, but
okay,
it is a little. There are a lot of people who are older than that. There's a lot in the 70-year-old group. And yeah, but it's weird. It's not the younger group. It's like, I don't think there's many 20-year-olds out there listening to this stuff. Unless they're like swamp dweller type shows where they're more scary, what was it, creepypasta
type stuff.
I'm more in. I listen to some of that stuff, like Dr. Creepin. He's from England. He's got some pretty cool stories, just bullshit stories, but they're interesting, they're fun,
right.
I'll listen to some of that stuff.
Well, to me, the fiction is just, it's fiction, but it's to the point where it's like, yeah, okay, somebody wrote a story. Now, I want to hear. For a long time, I would listen to, and I like Sasquatch Chronicles.
Hey, Carrie.
But it's to the point where I want to hear like true events. I wasn't a big fan of Finding Bigfoot, but I always like to watch that to hear the actual stories of the people telling their encounters. I didn't want to go see him walking through the woods with, that bull crap, but it's just the whole, the what the person saw, their story was intriguing, because it was, truth is stranger than fiction. So when you have somebody tell a story like that, like, hey, if okay, what you got here?
No, you can finish what you're saying, dude.
Oh, something.
I just wanted to get it up before it scrolled by, and I had to go look for it.
That's cool. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Bjorn, have you heard any obvious false stories, such as people being in special branches of military and killing tons of cryptids? Not personally. I've heard stories of kill groups or kill teams and stuff, but there are other people's stories I've heard about other channels. No one's told me anything.
Yeah.
I haven't been in this long enough to have someone share that experience with me, but I have heard, different stories. Dogman Encounters, he's got a lot of stories where people are, there's hit teams and stuff. That's another whole other issue.
Yeah. Speaking of Dogman, there was one Dogman story, and I don't remember who said it, and I can't find it again. But basically, there was a guy hiking or walking through the woods or whatever. It's late in the evening or getting dark, and he looks up, and across the trail, there's a Bigfoot in the woods, like facing him, and he's like, "Oh my!" And the Bigfoot basically motions for him to get down, like get down and hide. And he's like, and the guy does it, and all of a sudden, this big dog man just runs through, like a bat out of hell, like on a rampage going down the thing. And the guy kind of looks around, stands back up and looks at the Bigfoot. The Bigfoot kind of like, okay, dude, you're good. I see you later.
I didn't hear that one.
But I can't remember where it was. But I've heard it on some channel, but I always thought it was funny because it's like the Bigfoot's like, "Hey, he's coming. You better hide, or it's your ass."
Yeah, yeah. Heads up.
So,
What is y'all opinion? Ben's asking, what is our opinion on Dogman? Dude, it's hard to say. I got convinced of Bigfoot's existence by listening to the stories. Sasquatch Chronicles. I still listen. That's what got me hooked, was hearing all those stories. Then I started listening to some Dogman stories, and the people who tell those stories put in as much, if not more, emotion when they tell those stories. Dogman versus Sasquatch stories. I've seen, I've heard people break down a lot more often with Dogman stories than they do with Sasquatch stories. So I start to lean towards that these things possibly exist. It's one cryptid at a time, Let me work on Bigfoot. Let's figure that one out, and then we'll deal with the next one. But yeah, dude, there's a good possibility that they exist. Ben, thanks for asking that question. And Ben, man, I had invited you on one time, and you were like, "Nah, I already told my stories." But oh shit, what did I just do? Oh, there it is. My screen just went blank. I said, come on. And you were like, well, it's be the same stories that you told on the portal. But you know what, dude? Tell your stories wherever you can. The people that are listening that heard them on the portal might not be in chat right now. There's new people on this chat, or there's new people, there's always new people to hear the story. So tell your stories, come on channels and tell it, if they're good stories. And if somebody's going to learn something from them, share them. Just because you told them once doesn't mean everybody heard them.
right.
Just throwing it out there. I encourage people to tell stories all over, like Mike Kirkpatrick. He's been on, he did 4 videos with me. And he felt obligated, but and I appreciate it. He gave me the exclusive on his stories, and it was awesome. But then when time came, I was like, dude, tell your stories. Go tell them somewhere else.
Yeah.
Tell them to Danielle. Tell them to whoever listened. They're good stories, and they helped him. Telling the stories got a lot off his chest, and he feels a lot better about it. And I think that's fantastic. So yeah, yep. Ben, tell your stories.
The thing that gets me about the Dogman sometimes is the popping noise they hear when they stand up, and that's been said quite.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's kind of weird, man. It's just the whole joint shifting thing.
Yeah.
Did Hollywood trying to prepare us for something a long time ago, and they would show wolfmen and werewolves changing and that popping, especially American Werewolf in London. That was, it's sort of, but a couple people think that Hollywood's preparing us for stuff that's out there by showing it in movies and stuff. To get us used to it.
Yeah, it's conditioning, but
yeah.
I don't know, dude. These stories, these creatures, everything came from somewhere, it's not everybody's imagination,
no.
Somebody this shit existed at some point, like for a long time back in the day, It's probably a Tuesday, but, yeah, just between the Greeks and their stories of minotaurs and all these different creatures, it's been around forever. So
well, even the natives talk about Dogmen.
Well, it's just Hollywood just takes those stories and jacks them up.
Yeah.
And I don't think they realize how close they are if this is true.
Well, a lot of people will go back to movies, and I've heard like, oh, it looked like the werewolf in Van Helsing, or it looked
Yeah.
like the werewolf.
Yeah, they reference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they referenced a lot of the movies, and
And it's
like,
good
"Oh, no,
because
it
most
looks-"
of us have seen it, so we're like, okay,
Yeah.
we know what it looks like.
Yeah. I would not want to run across that cat in the woods.
Uh-oh. Ray does shape shifting. She had 6 homemade sticky buns. That's awesome. Let's see if anybody posted any questions. So how's it going, Carrie? Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I was talking earlier a little bit about your show.
I love you. Carrie's like, yeah, that was me playing the piano in the intro. You got a problem with it? He's like, yeah, I've been playing the piano since I was like 10. You got a problem with it? He doesn't say you got a problem with it, but he's like, yeah, that's me. You don't like it? Tough. Yeah, that's me playing the piano.
Cryptid 559. What's up, Javier? How you doing, man? Good to see you in here. Yeah, maybe I'm not going back far enough.
See, Peppy Two Bears is in there. He's awesome also.
Pappy is an amazing man.
Good to see you, Pappy.
Yeah, I would definitely want to sit around a fire with Pappy and just bullshit all night.
Oh yeah, that's quite a few. Yeah. We've had them. If we had the money, I think we'd have a real big shindig.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. Like, well, no, something a little more centrally located. I mean,
yeah. It probably had to be Texas, because getting some of us East Coast boys and y'all's Southwest boys.
Not that central.
Yeah. Okay.
What's wrong with Arizona? No. But yeah, no, I'd love to get to be part of an outing where people can come and hang out and meet. I mean, similar to Coloma, like what they just did. Brent and Don and Cha-Cha and all those people went up to Coloma and hung out with Duke. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to do that somewhere. Just doesn't have to be a Bigfoot outing. Just a get together.
Yeah, just hang out and just have a good time.
Yeah, when I
good fellowship.
When I was younger, I used to talk on the CB radio a lot, and we'd call that an eyeball. We'd have an eyeball. We'd get together and meet.
Cryptid 559 says hello to both of us. So hello. It's awesome. Yeah, it's I think it would be pretty cool one day we all got to plan that when we all win the lottery.
Or one of us.
Yeah, one of us wins the lottery.
It only takes one.
Hey, I just won the lottery.
One generous person.
A ticket. Yeah. Don't plan nothing for next weekend. And of course,
take care.
Yeah,
Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming on. And I told you earlier today, dude. You got it, or was it yesterday? But Ruger, you got to come back on. You're funny as hell, and I enjoy your company. So you don't need a new to tell a story. Just coming on and hanging out and bullshitting and having a good time is perfect. But good night, buddy. Let's see. There was something I was gonna do. Yeah, I think we're already at an hour. I'm gonna throw that address up one more time.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm fixing to turn into a pumpkin anyways.
Yeah, no, but I'm gonna put it up there if anybody wants to come on, in the next for at least 30 minutes. I'll post that right now.
Cool.
I'm only a one finger typist, so
there you go. Hunt and peck, baby. Hunt and peck.
Shit.
Yep. Well, put her to bed. See if you can get somebody else. Always a pleasure, man. Love the channel.
Oh, Andrew, no, absolutely, man. You're always welcome.
Yeah,
I enjoy the conversation.
Yeah. Same here. So just hate everybody in the chat, and hope y'all have a good night. And
one of these nights, I'm gonna get your lookalike on.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Even got the haircut, So yeah. So but yeah, I'll send you a couple of drawings in probably tomorrow. And
yeah, definitely, man. I want to check out those knives.
Let's just see what I got. See what you think. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, bro. Well, thank you very much.
All right,
have a great
night.
evening.
Thanks, man.
All right, anytime. So that was nice of Andrew to come on. I am going to post this one more time. You know, if anybody wants to come on for the next 30 minutes, whatever, it's all good. If not, we can end it. I don't want to end it. Not yet. No, I'm kidding. All right. Here's the hell. We're trying. Try again. Sorry, guys. All right, there's the link. If anybody wants to come on. Otherwise, no, it was good. I'm glad Andrew came on. It's good to have, you know, like I said, different opinions. I really think it's important that everybody voices their opinion and not be sheep and just, you know, go with what everybody says, you know. Research for yourself. And I didn't understand that at first when people said that. You know, as far as researching for yourself, but you know, you hear a story, you can actually vet a lot of these stories and find out and what's really going on. And I encourage that, you know, everybody should just don't believe everything you hear. Ben, thank you. Again, I posted that link. If anybody wants to use it, feel free. Any other questions? Hold on, what is this? Karen in Texas. Welcome, Karen. I've never seen you before here. Welcome. Oh, wait, we got a bunch. There's D and Joey. He's not connected. Let's get D on.
Hey.
Hey, D. How are you, hon?
I'm great. Oh, I look like a Oompa Loompa again because of my Oompa Loompa.
Lovely complexion. I see Joey's trying to come on, but it says device not connected. So let's see what happens with him. Okay, it says your guest will need to connect their mic/cam before you can add them to stream. Okay. Good luck, Joey. I'm here, you know. So what's new, D?
Well, I just I had a little bit more to add on to the thing that happened to me.
Okay.
That I wanted to mention to people is as we were, I don't know if I said a whole lot about what we did about these things. I mean, because afterwards, after that, I was kind of upset and I wanted to make sure. I was thinking, well, this is the way my thinking was going. If they follow people for years and do stuff, and it counts, if this is all true, you know, and it counts if they have anything to do with you dying, what else could they be doing to people? Because I know a lot of researchers who are sick, you know, with various things. They have a lot of things wrong with them. It's like,
you know, I've heard that too, and I've realized that exact what you're talking about. That there are a lot of researchers out there that are passing and are sick. It's a little weird.
Yeah, it made me think, and so after that, especially because I am, you know, right now I have had a lot of problems, and there's really no good reason for some of them. And I'm thinking, okay, While this is fresh in my mind, so when I talk to my friend, I have lots of friends who do the same kind of work I do or similar, and they do things like psychic surgery and solve things at a distance. And I know that for a lot of people that's a lot to take in, but when you live these things every day like we do, you do develop, eventually you develop friendships like that because first of all, you need each other. You really
Sure.
do. And because you can get a lot of damage doing some of this stuff. Somehow you can end up having a lot of issues. So I had my friend look, and we actually, she said, oh my God, it looked like one big thing, but now that I'm trying to get rid of it, it's breaking into all kinds of smaller things, and they're all just scattering. And I'm like, okay, that would be because they act like one, but there are many that acting as one. She goes, yeah, and I want to tell you these things, and I could see them in my mind's eye too. They were running when they broke apart and ran. The direction they were running was sometimes diagonally, but it was downward. I think they're telling the truth about that. They were running downward. Now I don't understand exactly what's going on with that. Because you remember when they talked to Mark, when they told him, when they were bragging, they were saying, we come from somewhere you'd understand is under the earth.
Under the earth, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like,
I always,
dang, that's weird.
I thought it meant hell.
You know what? It might be what I still maintain that it is probably where we get some of our attitudes about hell, like some of our stories about hell. I think
Sure.
that's where it's coming from. Because I used to be a Bible scholar too. I mean, I used to study the Bible. It really doesn't describe hell in the details that we have, but we do have. It doesn't even say that God made it. In fact, most of what we think of as hell um, comes to us another way from people's stories about evil creatures. I'm thinking, man, I think most people's ideas of hell, it comes exactly from wherever these creatures are coming from. Whatever realm, and they talk about the veil. Yeah, and rending the veil and stuff. It's like
Just being
somehow,
able to pop through it at will.
yeah, somehow they have figured out how to do that, and we don't know how to do that like they do. And that is where we have a disability. Somehow I am going to find out if there's anything that can be done about that, because I think I have a feeling that when they were trying to be in touch with me, I'm almost positive some of the thoughts that were going through my head must have been them then. Because as soon as I closed everything off, there were certain things that never came into my mind again, that haven't ever come into my mind. Certain worries and concerns and stuff. I think they do quite a bit more than just scare people or whatever. I think they try to put disabling thoughts in your head too.
So they're manipulating.
Yes. I think that's part of what they do. And I think another part of it is when she was looking, she goes, well, they're bullies. They're like all ganging up on you. And there's so many of them. I said, I know. And then they break apart and they scatter. And we think we got most of them, though. But, well, we do this kind of work. I mean, this is the kind of part of the work that we do. We try to help people through these things. I mean, that's what a shaman does. And she doesn't call herself shamanic, but she does stuff like that too. Many
Sure.
of us, you know, Um, you got to do. I mean, I can see most people, they just don't even have any concept of where to start with it. But she found also that there was something etherically stuck in me, that it was a place where I had a pain in my back for a long time. And she said, well, there's something stuck in there, it looks like. You know, she's looking etherically. She says, we're going to take it out. I said, okay. She says, hold still, you know. And man, it was weird when she took it out. And this happens a lot when you're getting this kind of thing done. Boy, did it feel weird. My stomach was fluttering like nobody's business. And it felt like, you know, it's just such a weird feeling. And my stomach used to, when I was younger, my stomach used to flutter when I was around somebody who wasn't any good, who was evil, you know.
Sure.
And that stopped happening. And I'm beginning to wonder now, because that was a way that I could always tell that somebody wasn't on the up and up. But that stopped happening. And I wonder if something was done to block that. You know, she was saying that it was blocking the energy flow up my spine. And they were trying to somehow siphon off the energy, and it was between the second, this is maybe going to not mean anything to some of you, the second and third chakra, which would be right in your lower back. Okay. It would be between your midriff and your where on a woman your womb is. So somewhere in there.
Hold that thought for 1 minute. I have to say goodbye to some people that are leaving. Strangeland,
Oh, sure.
Thank you very much. Sorry. Also, Ben, if you want to come on, dude, if you hit that link, you can come on and you'll see where it says camera. You can turn the camera off, so you'll be on, but you won't see your face. We'll hear your voice. It's just like you're there, but we won't see.
Oh, come on.
You. So if you want to come
I'm
on,
willing to come on looking like an Oompa Loompa, so come on in.
Apparently, well, Ben doesn't want his face out there, and that's fine, buddy. Carrie, good night. I guess he already left. But
I hope I'm not offending anybody with this. I hope nobody's upset about me saying this, because I know people have all kinds of different opinions about what this really is and what's really happening with these things. But I think that they are our enemy. I think they are the enemy. I think probably where they come from, this is our adversaries. It's them right there. Somehow they don't like us, and the legend goes that they're jealous. But jealous of us and hate us because, well, now some people say they hate us because God loves us. That's what some people say.
Well, supposedly we have the soul and they don't.
Right.
We have free will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I guess it's more compared to angels. I see Ben coming on. Ben, it says device is not connected. So it seems to be an issue lately. If you have a microphone or if you have a laptop, as long as it's got a camera and a microphone, or your phone, if you have Chrome or Firefox, you can come on. It'll let you on. He's in name and everything, but it says device not connected. So I don't know what's going on. Bomber. Yeah, I bet. Oh,
hey, Bommy.
My tummy flutters when I'm around handsome men. My idea of handsome is different than others, so it doesn't happen a lot. That's funny, Bomber. Put it out there. I'm going to put it up. Let's see.
That's cool. So I really think that this is probably what we're talking about when we're talking about, okay, there might be some religious people that are going to get on my case for saying this.
Oh, you're going to use the word demons.
I think they're what people call demons, yeah. I think it's the
No, it's a good
same.
possibility.
Okay, people say no, demons are the spirits of dead Nephilim. I've had people say that, the ghosts of dead. How do we know?
I was just going to ask that. I was going to say the same exact thing. How do you
How do
know?
we know? I mean, do we really know? I mean, these things do obviously torture people, obviously put things in people's heads, obviously come from a place that smells awful. I mean, fire and brimstone.
Sure.
They, it really fits. I think this is where a lot of these ideas of what evil is comes from. I'm sorry. It's walking like a duck and it's looking like a duck, and
It's a goose.
I'm thinking that could be a goose.
Ben, I'm going to bring you on. I can't tell if you have the screen, the camera off, but I'm going to pop you on, dude. So if you want to take turn the camera off, do it now. Ben, can you hear me?
Yeah, definitely
What's up,
can.
brother? Do you see the place where it
Yeah.
says you can turn your camera off?
All right. Yeah, that's not me. So yeah, man. She is absolutely right. I have absolutely seen demons before. I haven't seen, I've seen somebody possessed, but that's the craziest thing that I've ever seen in my life. So the mark thing really, really is interesting because it seems like a possession. Not a possession, but it does seem like an oppression by demons.
It sure sounds like demonic oppression to me. And I've been in this field for like 30 some years now.
It's a long time.
I don't see the difference much, really.
Yeah, is my camera still on?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's still on.
That's all right. That'll work.
You're pretty shielded.
You're pretty
now.
shady.
You're in the background.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all right.
So okay, my whole thing is when we were younger, when we were teenagers, my grandmother, she pushed the Ouija board on us. I don't know why. We have some
Oh,
suspicions.
thanks.
Yeah, and I don't know why a grandmother would do that, but we played with it, and the demon took a few forms, and it told us everything it wanted to tell us. Everything we wanted to know,
Of course.
and we didn't know this. And then it tried to get close to my brother by, I guess, inhabiting his really good friend's body and try to get him close. But
Wow.
we started, my grandma. We started to pray, and it went away. So I guess we were pretty lucky about it. And I have a lot of details, but I don't want to, take a lot of Moog's time right now.
No, no worries, man. We got time.
Okay, all right,
I'm
cool.
here
It's
too,
just
and I'm
odd. And
listening.
I know you. I heard you tell this story before, and I was just, and it kind of, I was always curious. Why would your grandmother push a Ouija board on you?
I
But
don't know.
wasn't she? Was your grandmother into hoodoo or?
She might or might not have been. I can't tell you that, for sure, but a lot of people thought she was.
Okay.
A lot of people thought she was like a leader of a coven. But I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? I really don't know. But yeah, she pushed it on us, and we played with it for a little while. To start off, we played with it at her house, and we heard one of our partners talk. And okay, we were playing, and the dude that was playing, the dude that was manning the planchette on the other side of my brother, he started saying, like, I guess, and that was pretty crazy. So we let that we brought it back to her. So we started. Okay, this is like 2 or 3 years difference because you know, like I'm saying, I'm pleading ignorance about it because I really didn't know. So we brought it back to her, and a few years later, she let us use it again. So you use it for a little while. It tells you what you want to hear, and like we had like 6 people. Somebody's going to take it home. That certain person happened to be my brother. So he started playing with it at the house when my mom and dad's house. And he had a best friend. And by the way, his best friend talks just like LA Swamp Ape. Exactly.
Oh, like Carl.
Yes, Carl. He sounds just like Carl. So man, there was a lot of stuff that went on with that. The Ouija board, we all played it. You know, we thought it was we knew it worked, but we didn't know what was going to happen. So we all played with it, and at one time, it started to get close to my brother.
I
So
agree, Happy Two Bears.
Sorry, Ben. I just had to post. It says interacting with spirit is not play and is serious business that deserves respect and preparation.
yeah,
That was Pappy
amen.
posting that. But you know, as kids, we don't realize
agree.
that, and that's I played with one when I was a kid. I don't recall anything ever happening with it.
Yeah, dude.
We kept accusing each other of moving the planchette. So,
Yeah, yeah. This was the time where we were just worried about, drinking beer and chasing girls. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So this was that time in our life. And we didn't really give it even a second thought. But then it started to get really specific. And it really wanted to get close to my brother. And it would tell you everything you want to know. And it would lie to everybody. It would be like, all right, who's my next girlfriend going to be? And it'll tell you exactly what you want to hear. But it said
Mhm.
my brother was going to be a doctor. My brother, I don't know purposely or not, 'cause he's a really smart guy. He had all F's in high school. So growing up, he's a doctor now,
Hmm.
and nobody would have ever thought,
Now, is
that
he a medical doctor?
absolutely, dude. He graduated in anesthesiology.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
So
Good for him.
yeah, really.
But
But
it is strange how that came to fruition.
it really is. It really, really is because the thing it was attached to him. Um,
Mhm.
he was cleaning one of my mom's cars, and it was a Ford Bronco, and he had a squeegee on top of the Bronco, and it was falling. He heard a noise, and he looked up while he was doing it with the door open, patting the front side driver door open. So he was he was wondering, what's that noise? All of a sudden, he sees a squeegee flying straight at him, and then it went into the part that catches the actual door. You know,
The little
the
loop,
little
the hook.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. So, and then he looked and he thought he saw something. Okay. So a bunch of times out of the corner of his eye, he saw a bunch of tall, like I guess it was a bunch of different times, but it was a tall, uh, Grim Reaper looking figure.
Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it
Not-
was really fun. Yeah, but so all of that, all of that came to pass, and we went to have a bonfire because it was cold. We had a bonfire in the front of my dad's yard, and it's about, I guess, 5 or 6 football fields away from the house. So his friend, um, I'll call him RD. His friend, we were smoking marijuana. So his friend, all of a sudden, just dropped his knees and started talking in a different language. And
Mm.
Some good
so
thought.
yeah, really, really,
Sorry, dude. But,
yeah, yeah, dude. So that happened. Everybody ran away across the pond, and it was about 150 yards. So we started whispering, what is he doing? What the fuck is RD doing? And he heard every single word we said. And we were whispering from 150 yards.
wow.
We said, we started, I'm sorry, I just cursed a little while ago. We said that, we were saying a lot of stuff about him just to see if he could hear. He heard everything. And so he was trying to get my brother to come take his hand. And so we went around him, it was pretty scary. Told my brother, don't take his hand, man. Don't take his hand. So he started talking in different, the different voice, a different language. And that guy's not capable of doing that. I
Sure.
promise you. He's a very simple guy. So, yeah.
Speaking in tongues is not necessarily a sign of a good thing.
Oh.
Some people take that as a good thing, but not in my experience. It isn't always. Sometimes
Yeah.
that's something else. But go ahead. Go on. Sorry.
So we started praying, and it really knocked him out of it. I guess we were lucky that it wasn't really really deep into the infestation, or whatever you want to call it. And he turned back to himself. And if I talk to him today, he does not remember that at all.
He doesn't remember.
He doesn't.
That happens.
Yeah, I was gonna say most people don't remember that.
Because they weren't there.
No.
They weren't there.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. That was not him.
My dad never remembered. My dad had a problem. That was my introduction to all of this. And I think really, I wish I could have helped him more than I didn't know how. All I could do was pray about it at that time. I didn't know all the things I know now, but I could see looking back on it that that's what was happening to him, because he wouldn't remember what he was doing at those times. And it's very sad, because I'm thinking, how much of my life has been different because of my somehow association with these things, not even knowing I was associated in any way with it, that they were even,
Wow.
It's like, why? But then again, when I think of it, when I think what my destiny is to do this kind of work, I guess, yeah, it does kind of make sense.
Sure.
If you're attached to somebody, why not try to screw up somebody who's going to do this kind of work, right? If they can see what you're going to be, and you don't know what you're going to be, but maybe they do, and because they're looking at it from a different angle, somehow they can see a little farther than we can see. Now, I'm not sure how that works, but
No clue.
time is not what we're told it is. I know that much. I venture to say that much. Time is not as we think of it. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
I don't. Yeah,
So,
I don't
sorry,
think
my
it's as
story
linear
dragged
as we
on so
think it is.
long.
Ben, you're great, man. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, it's great.
All
You know
kind of,
what? I learned something from everybody that tells their story. I think we all do, and I think it's really necessary that we do. Because
absolutely.
when we put our pieces together, that's powerful. Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
It is.
You know, and
And-
just you telling your story, maybe somebody here heard it and can relate to it, dude. You know, you don't know. That's why I say tell your story. Keep telling it.
Yeah, man.
It's you know,
They
I
can
heard
fill in gaps.
I heard somebody say recently about trying to convince people that Bigfoot exists, and Mike said it last night or the night before. You know, trying to convince people of my experiences, blah, blah, blah. I said, dude, it's not your job to convince people. Just tell your story. Whether or not they believe it is up to them, you know, but just
right.
put it out there, you know?
I agree.
Yeah, you're right.
What other people think is none of my business. That's all on you.
What you think of me is none of my business. It sounds weird, but
it's all on you.
Yep.
No?
Don't like me?
I'm telling you what happened to me, as good as I can do it, as honestly as I can. Whatever you're making out of it after that is your own thing.
Absolutely.
And you know what? If it was meant to be a warning and trying to come into your life to help you and you reject it, that's your thing. Or if you take it in, that's your thing. I mean, it's all on you.
Bomber says, Ben, thank you for sharing that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, and I'm all about, you know, having anybody on. You know, with some people, I don't have a story, or my story is not worthy to tell, or it's not exciting, or it's your story. Tell it. Doesn't matter how exciting or, you know, it doesn't matter. It's your story. Share it, you know, if you want.
I do have a mini Bigfoot story.
Go for it.
Me and my dad were fishing what's called crappie everywhere.
Sure.
We call them sakale.
Yeah, I love crappie. Black crappie.
Yeah,
Black
man.
crappie. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, both of them. Great. That's the best eating fish they got in fresh water.
I'm pretty partial to walleye, but you know they are good.
Okay. Well, it's got to be close. It's got to be close, man.
Yeah, man.
So we catch those in the wintertime because they come in the canals to stage for the spawn.
Okay.
So they gorge all winter, and they bite at night, which is great because my dad has a street light.
I've caught them at night in Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah, we were using glow in the dark hooks with minnows, and we were slamming them.
Will you buy a light source?
We used, like I said, we were under a bridge. There might have been a light, but we were, like I said, we were using glow in the dark hooks.
Yeah,
Number 8s, they were glow in the dark hooks, and we put minnows on them, and we pounded them.
Yeah, well, with minnows, you'll do it, man. You'll do it. So, we do this every winter, all winter. So we fish sakale at night. We catch a bunch, man. We catch a bunch. So one night, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and we hear this crazy siren going off. And we thought it was like a next property over, because me and my dad fish on his deck, because he has a deck, and that's where the light is on his deck. So, dude, we heard this crazy siren, and then it changed pitches, and it did the same thing, but in a different pitch. And then we were like, dude, it was so loud. There was no way that was any siren. because we asked the neighbors. Everybody knows everybody where I'm from, and we asked the neighbors if they, did y'all have like some kind of emergency vehicle over there? And they were like, nope. What are you talking about? Okay, nah, nothing. Don't worry about it.
They didn't hear it.
No,
Huh.
dude, that thing was really loud, and it lasted for hours. And we heard that same siren sound, and it echoed like, well, not echoed, but it was reciprocated. So it was reciprocated from way deep in the swamp, and that was not, dude. That was absolutely a Bigfoot.
Ben, where are you?
Ah, so you ever heard of Oak Alley Plantation?
No. What state? You in
No.
Louisiana or?
Oh yeah, man. I'm in Louisiana, man.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
How'd you make out? I don't mean to cut you, but how'd you make out with the storm? You all right?
Yeah, we did good, man.
Good.
Yeah, pretty much southeast Louisiana.
Right on.
Yeah. They filmed in my hometown I grew up in. They filmed Interview with the Vampire over there.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, that's
Oh, cool.
plantation.
Yeah,
I
wasn't
lived
sure
down
where
there for a short time. It's beautiful. I lived down that way.
Really? Where'd you live?
Just briefly. I lived in the French Quarter, actually, right in the French Quarter
Oh,
for a
okay.
while.
Yeah, I got you. So we live, where Ocala is and Evergreen is, St. Joseph is. They made a movie called The Key on St. Joseph, and they made the Interview with the Vampire at Ocala, and it's been in a bunch of commercials and stuff. It's right by the river.
Mhm,
It's a,
mhm.
yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Oh, it
Definitely.
is beautiful. Louisiana is beautiful.
Yeah, I haven't gotten down there yet. It's on my list.
I can see
It
why
is, man.
people don't want to leave, even though they're on a floodplain. I can almost understand it, although I gotta say, dude, that's really hardcore. If you get swept away every few years
Man,
and
I'm not
still
going
stay on a
anywhere.
floodplain, that's hardcore, man.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not
lucky you
going
guys
anywhere.
dodged a bullet because that storm was packing a lot of storm surge and punch. I haven't really paid attention to see how bad it got.
Yeah, it sure was, man. Sure was.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's typical of this year. 2020 is just throwing shit at us
Yes,
left and
the
right.
Yep.
strangest, year
2020 comes
ever
in
experienced.
crunk and disorderly and yelling, "How do you like me now?"
Yeah,
Anyway,
right.
Yeah, I've been alive 43 years, and you know what? I've never seen anything like 2020.
Yeah, no, I got 52 years and this is a fucked up.
I
Yeah,
got 62,
yeah.
so
Wow.
Good.
I got it over on both of you. I know I don't look it.
Keep on going.
Nobody ever
No,
believes that.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Great.
Thanks. Yeah, I get hit on by 40 something usually.
Good for
No,
you.
okay. Yeah,
I like it. Sometimes
definitely.
younger.
It's good
I'll
for the
cradle
ego.
rob a little bit. Little bit.
So if anybody in chat has questions for either D or Ben or myself, feel free to ask. Please put them in caps so I can catch them right away.
You know what? When
Go ahead.
I look back on this, isn't it amazing that I made it to 62?
I was surprised I made it to 40. I didn't
I
think I was
know.
gonna
I'm
make it
like,
Me too. Me
how
too.
in the heck did I ever make it this far, considering all the stuff that's happened to me that could have killed me?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
Ben, Bomber wants to know what did you guys do with the board, with the Ouija board?
Oh, okay. Well, we did the wrong thing. We didn't close it out ever. We brought
Uh-oh.
it back. Yeah, we brought it back to my grandma's, and My brother and them said they lit it on fire. I don't know. I didn't want to have anything to do with it at the time, so I just take his word for it.
Yeah, I have heard lots of stories. Sometimes that ends it, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Pappy says if 2020 was an aromatherapy candle, it would smell like a porta potty on fire.
Definitely would.
Ah.
Absolutely right.
You know, and it has been a fucked up year, and I'll say it, but personally, I feel for everybody that this year has affected, but 2020 for me has been a really good year. See,
Not a bad year for me, but a bad year for a lot of people, but not me particularly.
yeah,
Not
no,
that bad for me.
a lot of things have happened this year that were overdue, and even in the past 3 years, a lot of things have happened that just my life is completely different. But this year, I think for me, it's been a good year.
It's got to be good for somebody, man.
Because every year I'm like, oh, this is going to be my year, and this year I didn't say it, and it's sort of came to be.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally, I have a computer again after years without having a PC. I finally have one again, and just today I got some of the things worked on it. I had all kinds of things happen just today. I now have it to where I could use it, as at least as far as I know now. Things are working on it. I could use it, and I could start streaming anytime now.
Right on.
Just got to figure out when. So I just got to figure out how to do all that and learn all that again. But it's really good, and there's some really good things have happened this year. But when we think 2020 and we think 2020 sight, but there's things that we ignore. How fun is it sometimes to suddenly find out? Some of the things that we found out. There are people that. Okay, some of us we've been on it for years. We've been, on what's going on, and we've been trying to keep attention. It even surprises us. But all of these people that are just coming to this, gosh, it's got to be a shock.
Oh, you mean
horrible shock?
The awakening type of.
Well, just all kinds of things coming up that people probably never considered before.
That's definitely happening, especially with what your partner Arizona Bigfoot said. Oh man! What
he heard might be happening in the future.
Yes, in the very near future.
Yeah,
ooh, I missed that.
I heard that on your podcast.
Yeah, he was putting it out on his channel, and I knew he wasn't getting the views that I think he wanted. I know he wanted, and I brought him on. Supposedly he has an inside. We're talking about Kevin from Arizona Squatch has an inside man on the inside. He's got some inside information that there's an asteroid bombardment going to happen. Duke just posted it. Asteroid bombardment starts next month.
Really?
That's what I heard too.
See,
how much credence do you put on that?
You know what? There's nothing whatsoever you can do about it unless you dig a hole, a deep hole, and hide in it. Other than that, I'm not losing sleep over it.
Yeah, man.
It happens. Shit. Nobody can do anything about that.
Yeah, nothing you could do.
It's
at all.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a fireworks show. You know how with a fireworks show it starts out and it's exciting, and then it's pop, 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 pop. But towards the end, you know that it's the finale because everything's going off at once.
Sure.
I think we're seeing the finale. This may be the finale that we're seeing. Everything's going off at once. We got what? asteroid and murder hornets and
Yeah, you're
creatures
right.
from beyond, alien predators, transdimensional predators.
You know
and we
what?
got
Hopefully,
COVID, and we got
a
bubonic
year from
plague showing
now,
up. And
yeah, but hopefully a year
worldwide
from now,
plague.
we can laugh about this. We can look back
I
and go,
hope so.
"What the fuck was that about?" Because that's
Be
the way
roasting
we have to
weenies
be able to look.
outside saying, "Remember COVID? God, was that weird?"
Dude, I still have my mask. Check it out.
I got my mask.
I can't wait till that time comes.
Oh, geez.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I get it. Be safe and slow down the spread of it, but it's they've got us jumping through hoops with this shit.
Yeah, dude, it was mishandled from the beginning, and
Well, there's this is what a lot of us don't get. It's like there's a lot of things that are really more deadly. I mean, I don't know anybody who's died from it. I'm sorry to be morbid.
I don't know.
I don't hardly know anybody who's had it.
Oh, the COVID?
Yeah, I don't hardly know anybody who's officially had it.
Yeah,
I don't know anybody who's died from it.
I know people who've had it, but I don't know anybody who's died from it.
Yeah, my aunt passed away from it back east. Yeah, my dad's sister.
Did she have a lot of pre-existing conditions or anything?
I don't know. I don't know. She was sick. She was getting better, and then she died. That quick. It was pretty quick. Like it just went from
really strange.
We thought she was, healing or getting better, and she spiked 107 fever, and that was it.
Suddenly,
I've lost a few family members, but it's not all COVID related. It might be on the death certificate, but
yeah, that's what I wonder about.
I have two cousins this year that died of cancer.
Oh man!
Whether or not that's the death certificate says COVID.
Wow,
yeah.
You're right. You're right about that.
Well, because hospitals are getting money, and and this is what I've heard. So if I'm out of line, I'm out of line. But this is what I've heard. For every COVID death, that they put down on a death certificate, they'd get money for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's tons of people out there that have passed away due to whatever, heart attacks, car accidents, that they say it's COVID. And that's
if it was at all COVID related. I just thought of that. That's very similar. That's just what these little bullies were saying, these nasty predators. They were saying, well, if we had something to do with it, we get credit for it.
Who? What?
Ping. There's a ping there. My intuition is saying there's some kind of relationship there. I don't know what it is yet. But yeah, the little predators were saying they're not very big. They're not the big ones. The big ones are because he was saying that they were more eye level.
So you have a lot of encounters, right?
Who, me?
Yes, I'm asking. Yes.
Well, with a lot of things, yeah, but not necessarily. I didn't know I was in touch with Bigfoot for a long time. I didn't know that's what it was. I didn't know that's what it was. It never occurred to me until I started hearing people's stories, and then it's like, is that what that was?
Wow.
Because that wasn't the first thing that came to my mind. I mean, all kinds of things came to my mind.
Yeah, but that'd be like the furthest thing from your mind.
Right.
Yeah, it just wasn't my realm. I mean, I was mostly dealing with spiritual work, and I was mostly dealing with things. Somehow, I end up being a nature child. I end up being like a flower child, and being able to talk to things like nature spirits and stuff. To send, I can I can talk them into raining in a place if I need them to and stuff like that. I know that sounds crazy and stuff, but really it works. I actually sent rain to, and people know this. They asked me to, and I sent rain to California to put out the fires one year. They said it was raining elephants. So you can do that. I had a grandmother, Londa Jane. She did a deer dance, and she could always make it rain. I mean, these things are. I'm native on my mother's side, I should say. I'm native on my mother's side, but
Yeah.
so I mean, these things can happen. That was really more the kind of thing I was doing. And I knew about there were different things in the forest. There were different spirits. There were little people. I knew that they existed. I knew that there were what we would call spirits of the forest and spirits of nature that had some kind of a life, and who knows what kind of a life. I mean, always kind of a mystery still. But it never occurred to me. Bigfoot never occurred to me somehow. But apparently, I've always been around them. Because when I was mind speaking with them, they were saying, "No, we've known you since you were little, out playing in the woods." Because we'd go out, and we were playing in the Mary Campbell Cave, and we were playing in all of the parks. We'd go out in all of the parks. Because, in my day, and I'm going to do an old person thing here, back in my day, there was this great big toy you had, and it was called outside, and your parents would send you out in it and say, "Be back for lunch, be back for supper, be back when we call you," that kind of thing. But
I was a big fan of that toy. I loved that toy when I was a kid. It never broke. I mean, sometimes, the weather wasn't great, but yeah.
Yeah, the weather sometimes was a little iffy, but yeah, eventually you'd get back out in it, and it was always fun. You always learn something from it.
Yeah. Kids today, actually, they need to, get their face out of the damn device and play outside. Get your ass in the woods, or I don't think kids know what the woods are these days.
I'm gonna make that meme. I was talking to somebody about it, and she laughed. I said, "You know what? These days, Bigfoot could be standing behind them. They'd have their face in their phone going, 'I don't know if I believe it or not.'"
There's a great meme where it shows a sidewalk scene, and there's people sitting, there's benches lined up, and there's people sitting on the benches down the, you're looking right down the sidewalk, and everybody has got their nose in their phone, and in the background you see Bigfoot walk by. No one sees it.
I've never seen that.
I'd have mine. I'd have him looking down at the cell phone over his shoulder,
right,
while he's typing. I don't really believe in Bigfoot. Never saw one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see a lot of people commenting on what I said as far as the COVID. People, there's money in the COVID thing as far as.
Dude, everybody
made millions of them.
Everybody has their own
what to invest in. You can make a lot of money off a pandemic. And I think it is about money. I'm sorry, whether it was on purpose or whether it was not on purpose and they're just taking advantage of it, somebody knew about it and invested in certain things and is making money off of this.
Oh, we know who. Look who owns the patents and everything for the what do you call it?
All of the vax?
Yes.
That guy whose name rhymes with Phil Bates?
Master Bates, what?
Master Bates, yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, it's.
I don't think any of us here got
in an election year. And they're just trying to crucify Trump. They're doing everything they can to crucify that man. And who's to say that any other president would have handled this situation any differently?
Nobody ever quite had to do. Well, at least not for a long time, had anything like this to handle. I
1919.
mean,
Yeah, really, 1919.
1919.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you
Or
know
was it
what? They've been pushing
1918?
that
I think it was
narrative.
1918.
It
was
was either
19.
1918
Yeah, same thing though.
through
But
1919. I think it was a whole year.
yeah,
But you know what? That's been all over YouTube, and I suspect that too. That is one of the things they're using to push the masks. That all of a sudden showed up. And that was where they first started with the washer paws and where the gauze.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
everybody points to that. And it's like, but they didn't know that that was effective. They were guessing.
yeah. I mean, I can't comment on that. I have no idea.
Well,
I
I
have
just
no
saw
idea.
I saw a video that with a guy going through every single test, every single study they've run on masks
And
since
somebody
the
just made
80s.
a comment, Audrey, and you're right. She says, or he, I'm Audrey. I'm guessing it's a female. Excuse me. It says this virus is worldwide, guys. So I mean, we're kind of bragging on it here in the States, but it is worldwide.
It is.
Yeah,
But-
it is.
But it's
There are countries that are
too
done
many
with it though.
coincidences.
Isn't the cold though? I mean, you know, people can die of various kinds of flu and lots of things. You can die from going out and going skiing.
Sure.
We didn't
you
shut down the
definitely
world for skiers. You know, because people are dying of, you know, every winter we don't shut the world down for.
I'm sure a lot more people die from being, driving their car.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So we don't shut that down. So I
No, we
don't know.
don't shut that down. A lot of more people probably. Hey, we got people dying from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma from Roundup exposure, and it's still on the freaking market.
My nephew is being treated right now for Hodgkin's lymphoma. He just started treatments. So prayers to Brandon. Sorry, didn't mean to throw that in there, but you just mentioned the non-Hodgkin's.
Yeah.
My prayers are out to my
I'm
nephew.
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, he's
Hope everything
I wish
goes
the best
well.
for that guy. Yeah, I wish the best for him, man.
26 years old. He's a good kid. You know, he's a pain in the ass when he was young, but who wasn't? But yeah, he's getting treatments, and we'll, all we can do is pray and wait and see what happens.
We're in such a toxic time period right now. Everything's really getting
Toxic's a good
toxic.
word.
In so many ways, not just poison, but also mentally and emotionally. In a lot of ways, it's toxic.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, though, I kind of got it figured out. In a way, I'm almost positive that a lot of these changes in our society the path that we went down, may have been pushed by these things we're talking about, these evil things, for a lack of a better word, the negative things, because it's more like their place.
Yeah.
The predator things, the bully things, the trophy hunters, because it's more like it's what it sounds like their places, like wherever it is they live is really toxic from all experiencers telling us. It smells bad. It's if they drag you there, so there's a story of one dragging somebody there and dropping them a flaming corpse, and just all kinds of stories. And it sounds like what it is hard radiation that they're somebody came up with the idea. I came up with the idea of terraforming ages ago. Is somebody trying to terraform this place with all these nuclear bombs and all of the chemicals and all of this stuff? Is somebody terraforming us to make it nicer for them to live and not us?
I think terraforming would be on a grander scale. I mean, to actually change an environment or an atmosphere or whatever for somebody else, like an alien species, to come in and live you know.
Yeah,
That would take a lot to terraform. I know what you're saying. I get it.
Well, it might be just a gradual creep, you know.
Maybe. No, but
If they live a long, long time, it could be very
they
gradual.
can just wait us out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just let the place get toxic and more toxic until it's toxic enough that we're all sick and they're all feeling fine.
Sure.
We don't know how long they live.
Yeah, you
But it
might be
sounds like
right.
they live a long time.
Yep.
Is there a chance that me wearing a mask can help someone else? Then I'll wear one. No big deal.
Yeah, pretty much just yeah.
It's a barrier, you know, and if it slows everything down, then it's worth wearing. You know, I don't wear one at work because I'm kind of in the back. You know, I don't deal with a lot of people within 6 feet. But you know, I take the bus to work. I got to wear a mask on the bus. I go into any store. I mean, we know what, you know, everybody's dealing with the same shit.
Yeah, man. From what I've read, you know, it reduces like thousands of droplets if you have a cough or coronavirus or whatever, you know.
I mean, wearing masks for
I'm not
extended
advocating it. I'm not advocating it, but you know, that's what I read.
However, it can let through 40 to 90% of the droplets. That's another statistic.
Yeah, but if you're cutting it down by 60%, that's huge.
Maybe.
You know, what's escaping?
It only takes a few, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How pregnant do you have to be? I don't know.
Yeah, and nobody
We don't know. We don't know.
Nobody knows. Yeah, you're right. Nobody knows. Nobody
You know,
does.
you're on a little pregnant, so you know.
What?
Ben didn't get that.
You're a little pregnant?
Yeah.
No, see, it's like being a little pregnant. We're going to reduce it a little. We're going to reduce the sperm, you know, to just a small amount instead of a full. It's like
I
it
got
only takes one of them to do the deed. You get it? So, you know, how do we know that it's really, you know, there hasn't been a single study that says it is effective. However, it makes people feel better. So we don't know.
It's like screaming, not the same. It's not the same as being pregnant.
Yeah.
I get the analogy. I do, you know.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, we don't know. We don't know how many it takes in order to actually make you sick. Your immune system does still work. It's going to fight it off, which a lot of people do fight it off.
You know, the death rate is 98%, 98.something%. You know,
0.0006.
I should say not the death rate. Yeah, the survival rate.
Yeah, the death rate is 0.0064.
Now it is. Okay.
Something like that. Last I looked, and I'm like,
about Murray. Nobody's bitching about wearing them. I mean, we'll wear them. You know, it's just.
Oh yeah.
You know, we're just chatting.
We're just trying to decide exactly why we're wearing them.
Yeah. Hey, have any of you guys seen Dogman before?
Seen him? No.
Have you, Ocean?
What? Seen?
A Dogman?
A Dogman. You know what? I am very fortunate. I hope I never do see one. I have never seen one. Yeah, I have seen other weird stuff, but not that one.
No, okay.
Thank God.
Yeah.
And thank you, God. Please keep them away from me.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, guys, we're over 2 hours. I want to thank you guys for coming on tonight. We are going to cut this. It's getting late. Thank you so much, Dee, for coming on. You know, it's always a pleasure.
Okay. I hope I didn't offend anybody, but if I did, I'm sorry. That's just me.
They're young.
It's my sense of humor. Love you all.
Not me, for sure.
All right, Dee. I'll talk to you soon. Ben, hang out a second.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Good night, Dee. Ben, thank you so much, man. I've been wanting to get you on. You know, I've been dropping hints in other chats, trying to be discreet.
What you talking about, man?
Yeah. Like in Portal, I've dropped little hints in chat trying to get you on. It's just trying to be respectful and not poach
Man,
somebody
man,
else.
I know, but my story is, you know, it doesn't concern Bigfoot really. You know
So
what I
what?
mean?
I'm not, dude.
All
I've
right,
never
cool.
seen a Bigfoot. It's this show is Bigfoot, Dogman, ghosts, UFOs, whatever. Anything
Yeah, yeah,
paranormal, and people want to come on and share. If it helps to share,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
man.
that's what it's about.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, keep telling your story. You know, you're gonna inadvertently help somebody and not even know it.
People need to stay away from the Ouija board, dude.
Yeah. I don't encourage anybody using a Ouija board, unless you're trained. If you're like D or somebody who knows how to handle,
I guess, man.
and I don't know shit about Ouija boards, and we didn't when we were a kid when we played with them, and thought it was a joke, whatever. And I don't know. I thought I had bad luck for the longest time.
Wow.
Broke a mirror. I believed in that shit. I'd break a mirror, and you always hear 7 years bad luck, and it seems this year my luck changed. So,
wow. Man, good for you. I'm happy for you, man.
yeah, man.
I'm really happy for you.
Well, listen, dude, I'm gonna bounce because I'm tired and I got some shit to do in the morning. But thanks again, man, and you're welcome anytime to come on.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Man. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. All right, dude. Take care. Have a good night. Now it's us. Yeah. You know what? I love that people will come on and just bullshit about anything. We keep it try to keep it in the cryptid or the paranormal or whatever field, but also we'll deal with what's going on in the world today. The guy wants to make a comment, say we're bitching about the masks and just wear them. Well, we do, but it's something to talk about. It's, whatever. But anyway, enough about fucking masks. Thank you guys. Argo, thanks for being here. Good night. D, thanks again. Everybody, thanks for coming on. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, if you're new to the channel, and share. Let's get it out there. I'm going to start spreading out, try to get out of this little loop we're in as far as I want to reach out to different people and get them on and try to spread out and get what we're talking about in different genres and just trying to make, bring some more attention to what we're doing. Anyway, I'm babbling. But you guys, thank you so much, everybody. You've been awesome. Mike, Bomber, I don't know, is Big Rob around? I wasn't paying attention. Still Crazy Chris, thanks. You guys moderating. Bell, if you're still here, thank you guys. But Tuesday, hopefully I'll have a good show. If you didn't pay attention earlier, I'm going to try to get Ryan Tremblay on, and he already agreed, and his buddy, and I'm going to hold off on saying who that is. But I'm trying to get a decent show for Tuesday and see what happens. I'll get this guy to confirm or no. But anyway, guys, have a great night. I will see you Tuesday. I'm sure I'll see a lot of you guys in the chats on a lot of other shows. All right, guys. Well, thank you again. You guys have a wonderful night and see you soon. Peace and God bless, guys.